Yo, Mirko,
Oh
let me
my
just
god.
say, do you know which team I'm the biggest fan for?
Cloud9?
C9, man.
Oh yeah, I
Cloud9,
got you,
baby.
bro. Yeah.
Cloud9, baby.
Wow.
Okay.
Champions for sure.
I feel good for Cloud9. I feel good.
Yeah, Cloud9, right?
I
Yeah.
don't, if you really support them, Laphel, you would know not to say that, bro. Please
No.
stop, okay?
Dude.
But
Here's the thing. I don't like them. I love them.
okay, I see.
There you go. There you go. Long. When I was asleep, I was not asleep. I was awake. I know what Mirko did. He put his on my face, and then he farted because Team Hot lost.
Nick, it's just like, hey, how Laphel? Yes, Team Hallows.
And then it just like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's all in his vlog. What would be your reaction if a wildcard team wins MSC? Talk about Dark Horse. This would be my reaction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Analyst Desk, where we'll be talking to our guests and try to figure out what's been going on, especially with MSC coming up. A lot of great things could happen. But before we introduce our guests, let me introduce my co-host for this episode, and it's of course Mirko. Mirko, how are you, man?
Doing great as usual, man. Thanks for the introduction, Laphel. Very nice introduction, unlike the first two episodes. But it's good. It's good, you know? This time around, I think we fixed some of those issues, right, Laphel? Huh?
No,
What do you
here's the
think?
thing. I was thinking of a very different intro, but since you brought it up, I'm gonna.
Uh-huh.
This is my original intro.
Okay.
Has your cat ever peed on your bed? Mine has, and it's not been a good day. Welcome to the Analyst Desk. So that was my original intro. What do you think? Should I have gone for that one?
Yeah, because my cat just peed on my bed just yesterday, dude.
Oh wait, no, for real?
Yeah, that just happened. That's really relevant. But speaking of relevance, right, Laphel, I think it's time for us to invite one of our new guests here because he is an import technically now playing for China, the China qualifiers. He qualified already to MSC. So let's give a massive shout out to our first guest. What is up, Loong?
Hey. Hello, guys.
How you doing, man?
Good, man.
He's a good man. He's definitely a good man. Loong has been, quite a name in Malaysia, and now happy to see him doing well in China. But we're going to be talking to him a little bit more later because we also have another guest, one of a good friend for me as well as Mirko. Let's introduce for the Philippines, Leo. How are you, Leo?
Hey, what's up? We also have
Hey.
another guest. This is my baby son. It's Cobbs. Hi.
Has he peed on your bed?
Not in the past few days, no. But he has
Okay.
done it like maybe once.
All right, so that's just a cat occurrence. That's a normal cat thing to do.
Okay. It's a good thing we're going to talk about Mobile Legends because I would be asking you guys, how do I clean that up? Because I don't know, man. It's... We got to talk about, right, the imports performance because we got to talk about in MSC, right, the China qualifiers, we definitely seen Loong's team making it through, going all the way to M6, the MSC, hopefully to M6. Now we got to ask you, Loong,
Amen.
how are the imports performances in the China qualifiers?
Oh, okay. Let's talk one by one. Okay,
Yeah.
I say from because for this Cal, Saksa, Trexie, I don't know. I think he's the first time I didn't see before, but also can see he quite play not bad. Chemang, because these three birds got experience in got experience at the tournament already. Like Cal, Saksa, Chemang got play MPL before, something like that. So I mean, if like depends on the performance, quite not bad. I can say quite not bad because it's quite different in China, the gameplay style.
You know what?
Yeah.
Before Mirko has a chance, I have to ask you, right? Because what is the differences playing in China and then playing in any other servers? Because we heard rumors that in China you guys are using a different patch. Is that true?
Yes, it's different patch and the hero quite knows so many. I can say maybe
Oh,
like
really?
yeah.
It's a fraction.
So
We got a fraction of the hero pool.
yeah, yes, that's why. So it's like I can say that let's say in China, right? Who can play the Bennett is so OP, the team.
Oh,
I
Bennett
see.
Yuzong is like quite first pick, you know.
oh my
It,
God.
that's why. That's why. Because so you can say that so many heroes don't have like the instant lock like Kaja, Tigreal, something like the CC tank. That's why in here you can play any hero like yep.
Wait, you guys don't have Tigreal?
No Tigreal, no Tigreal, no
Oh,
Kaja,
no
no so
Tigreal.
so many heroes don't have the big CC hero don't have. That's why it's so good.
Oh,
Oh,
You
I
can we want
wow.
see. That's
mm,
okay. That's really,
so
really
good
interesting, and I
game.
think that's going to like add in. I'm gonna add in a little bit of a question to that answer, right? Because now that we know that it is a different patch, that you guys technically are playing a very different version of the game with some of
Yes.
the heroes not available.
Mm,
How has it been for you guys to prepare for MSC? Because now that you've qualified, you know that, I mean, XYG and also KBG. I don't know if you know for both the teams, probably
mm,
just for your team, but how have you been trying to adapt? Because obviously later on in MSC, we'll be playing the global version of the game, right? With all the
yeah.
different heroes, like the Tigreal, like the Kaja. I don't know how many heroes you got, but how's the adaptation been going, man? Because that sounds hard, bro.
I think if like adapt can adapt because this both team let's say KBG KBG is because they are go to the World Cup, right? They are also play the global server quite long already. I think they can fast adapt. In my team, I think also need can just some player, but they are also quite fast learning. So I think can adapt. Just maybe the hard adapt is because I think the patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No,
the
honestly,
new
that's
patch.
that's a very good point. And you know what? Since this is a very unique set of guests here, that we actually have a caster from the Philippines, Leo.
Mm,
Usually, it's just me and Mirko asking the questions. I will let Leo ask Long as well because this is a very interesting topic that neither of us have any real context whenever we're asking these kind of questions.
Yeah, none of us.
mm.
I think I had a few conversations with Saksha. I was talking to Saksha
Okay.
throughout the run in the playoffs, and even he can't say for sure what the MSC situation will look like because again, Long is right. After the catch-up phase, right? Because you have to focus on China meta first, right? To win the
Yeah.
playoffs, you have to play
Yep.
in China server, and then from there you switch
Mm.
up, you catch up to everything else, and then there's a new patch. So I would
Yes.
imagine that you have to roll on your feet very, very quickly. The world has two
Yes.
weeks to adjust. China had 2 weeks to catch up to so much. So
Yeah.
Mm.
uh, I want to ask, yes, now you guys are catching up. Yes, you know the patch is coming. What are you guys more focused on? Are you guys focused more on your individual situations? Like, okay, I want all roles 1 to 5 to be sure that you're ready. Or are you guys more focused on your team, your synergy altogether, communications? What's XYG looking like right now?
If like communication, I think quite okay now. Just we try to mix like communication like Chinese and English. So
Mm-hmm.
funny one. If like that, how to say can you repeat again? Sorry.
Oh, so you guys are working on your comms, yes, mixed up, right?
Yes.
Chinese and English.
Uh-huh.
I remember
Yes.
an interview with Kel VJ. He says he's trying to learn, and you guys are helping him out.
Yes.
So that's
Yes. Yes.
good.
Yes.
What about micro individual skills? How are you guys looking there?
Or skill.
Yeah, are you
Mm,
guys confident?
individuals. Uh, I'm not sure because how to say because the really for for my side it's like the new page is just coming. We need to quite hard. I mean not hard. It's like see first because we also don't know. We all don't know the new page, so need to learn.
Mhm.
See who learn faster. If like individual skill, I think quite good. I can
Yeah.
say if I can say the China different the star. It's like the China team like all the team the play style is like to play the mechanic like the landing mechanic like to play
Mm.
fighting. That's why it's like yeah can say fight like a bit Indo start just like to fighting like all landing mechanic so good.
Oh.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
see.
Okay. So honestly, Long, now I have to ask
Mm.
because by the time this recording has been published, the new patch
Mm.
has been launched. and comes with a new patch, a lot of new items and items that get
Yes.
revamped. Do you
Yeah.
think that, it's just a few weeks away from MSC? Is this good
Hmm.
for the China teams? Because some people may see it as China has to adapt, but everyone else also has to adapt. So do you think the timing for this patch is good for the China teams, or it's really not good, making it more things for you guys to learn before going to MSC?
For me, it's no good
No
Or is
because
it not good? Yeah.
all the other Chinese people from start to play this game, right? So no
Mm-hmm.
play so long. If like say the outside the global server country, they are can it's maybe good for them. This new play is maybe not good for us because we don't know. Because we need to learn the new hero, that the new hero skill, item, maybe rotation. So many things need to change. That's why I think quite hard a bit. So yeah,
Yeah. I think it's really difficult, right? I mean, the fact that they have to
yeah,
change already, they have to adapt to the new patch, but also they have to adapt to all the heroes that technically
yes,
aren't even available in their version of the game. So
yeah,
so many things that you have to implement technically, right? When you join the team, technically
mm,
it's a new roster as well for you guys for XYG. Meanwhile, KBG,
mm,
they've been basically playing with just a few minor changes here and there,
yeah,
but for you, especially in the grand finals or leading up to the grand finals, when
mm,
you were talking earlier that you were already trying to adapt with the Chinese slash Mandarin kind of Chinese slash English communication,
mm.
what was the most difficult part about using that kind of that form of communication? Were the Chinese players able to adapt quickly to some of the English speakers, or did the English speakers have to learn a bit more Mandarin to understand a bit more of the
Oh,
strats that you guys were planning?
actually, because our team got one guy can speak English, so normally they are play together. They will like translate. Like other three guys speak Chinese. The one guy can speak Chinese and English. They will translate the communicate. That's why. Oh no, also KBG also same. The midland. I think the Lee. I forget the
Lemu?
name already.
LME?
No, the KBG midland.
What's his
Remote,
name
I
again?
think. I also
Yeah, can't
forget.
remember.
He can speak English. So also same like they are do the translation. So if like communicate is quite okay, it's no problem lah.
So what do you speak, Long? Do you speak Malay?
I
Malay supremacy!
I I speak both English or Chinese, both.
Okay, Long can
Yeah,
speak English, Chinese, Malay, and Indo.
And Indo.
Hindu.
Can you
Does
speak
that
Indo? Well, basically you can, right?
Basa?
Malay, Indo, very similar.
Yeah, I can.
Does that come out
Okay, I
like when you
think
scream, "Bole, bole, push," right?
Yeah, boleh. Bisa.
still comes out, playing Malaysia for so long. But you know what? Now I want to throw a question at Leo, right? Because we've been already hearing about how the communications have been, even though they've been able to make it work, it's been a little bit tough, right? They have to go through layers of translations to get
Yeah.
to the plan.
Yeah.
And Leo, you're from a region where very, very notoriously you have no imports, which is still an amazing thing. And I would like to just, have your opinions on this. What do you think about China getting so many imports very early on in their competitive run in MLBB?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's great. Number one, I have to say this. I don't think import should be a bad word. I think import is just nature of the game, right? We're a global esport, and China starting their competitive esports history with imports means they're fast tracking their development. They're fast tracking their growth because that's where we're all going, anyways, right? I'd like to see the Philippines not having imports as not a good thing, not a bad thing. It's just a thing. It's just how we are now. And who knows? Maybe 5 years from now, the tables turn, and maybe we start to need imports of other kinds. Maybe we need better team managers, maybe better coaches, better analysts, maybe because that's where we're lacking 5, 10 years from now. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's great that they're dipping their hands into Filipino talents, Malaysian talents. What's next, right? What's next for the M6 run of China qualifs? Let's see who comes through. I think it's great.
And with that, I also have to ask Long, because sometimes too much of a good thing is a bad thing. I just want to ask, at least in your team, like, is it easy, like, coming in as an import to adjust to the team? Like, do they accept what you say? Like, say you're trying to teach them a rotation, and then they just accept it, or do they challenge you a lot and say like, no, this is wrong. We cannot do that.
Oh, for them, they will accept because they are like to learn. I think the Chinese people they are like to
Okay.
make sometimes for fighting, but at least you need to talk the point because the thing they don't know is like wow, interesting something like the new notation. Yeah, oh, can do this something like the yeah. Most they will accept lah. No fighting.
So they're open to all sorts of
They're
like
open.
advice.
We normally we not open like all open like they are also good like we after the let's say we tomorrow fight the enemy we will decide we all together
Mm-hmm.
decide the hero pick discussion like rotation all together like all agree then no it's really good because all open mouth.
Let's see. Well, I want to
Yeah.
switch up the question, right?
Wait, Mirko.
Okay.
I have one last one.
Sure.
One. Okay. I just want to ask about scrims. How do you guys do scrims
Here
during
we
the China qualifiers and now going to MSC? How do you guys do scrims? Like, can you guys fight against teams from other regions, or is there like lag issues, or what, or what's going on?
I say can. I think I say can. But for me, if I fight Philippine team, quite hard a bit because
Ah.
The
Philippine
ping?
discipline, right? The Philippines so disciplined. If let's say we fight the Indo is really half. We like to
Oh.
fighting.
Actually, okay. Which region can you guys scrim without any server issues?
Oh, for now, because we all now at the Malaysia to book camp to
Oh,
training.
really?
So
Yeah. Boot camp. Yeah.
that's why book camp.
Oh.
That's why quite good the training.
So anyone, no hold
Yeah.
barred. Anyone who says yes.
Or only XYG. I don't know KBG got go boot camp or not. I think don't know because if you add the China screen with the other country, right? Our ping is maybe 18, 17. So basically, it's
Oh.
quite hard lah. You need to when you want to play the something like hero mechanic, like something Harry Bennett, quite delay a bit, so hard. So there we decide to
Oh.
go the Malaysia to book camp. Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, well, that's great, right? The fact that you guys have been learning
Yeah.
so much, the fact that you guys have a boot camp, so technically you're able to scrim everyone because even Team Spirit and C9
Yeah.
are already C9 in the Philippines. I think Team Spirit in
Yeah.
Indo.
Bro,
so
IHC.
you get-
IHC is here. IHC is here.
IHC as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So many different teams are already boot camping all around the world. I mean, mainly in Southeast Asia. So now you guys get to finally experience global MLBB, like that version as well, right? So that's where I'm going to head with my question here. What do you think? Now, after going for the scrims, obviously you said earlier that up against the Filipino teams, it's still quite difficult because of their discipline. But against Indo teams, you said you were doing pretty good. So mechanically, at least, we won't talk about the macro. We won't talk about different heroes in the patch yet.
Okay.
Can the Chinese players keep up with the MLBB pro scene globally with the meta and gameplay? Just mechanically.
I think mechanic quite not bad. Can say not bad. I think just I just can say need time. Just need time.
Okay, from 0 to 10, where would you put
Since
them?
we had-
6, 7?
Right now. Yeah.
Right now, I think 7.
Wow.
7's not bad.
7.
Not bad at all. It's very, very good.
Just,
I mean,
just is from my team. I from Siwa from my team. I don't know the KBG lah.
So that's
Yeah.
number one. That's the number one team in China right now at 7. So that's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good scale.
Yeah, and with
Yeah.
that, honestly, I kind of feel like we've covered a lot from the China region, which we have definitely understand quite a lot of things. It's a good thing that you guys are boot camping because you need to get that experience for the global or the version of Mobile Legends that will be used during MSC. So I feel like that's good. I hope you guys will have enough time for you guys to adjust because now we're going to move on to our next topic, which is the invasion of the world's big organization into the MLBB Esports. Because I have to say, all across at least Southeast Asia, a lot of teams are getting picked up from NA, C9 is picking them up. And even in Malaysia, a female team that has qualified to go to the MWI has been
Yeah.
picked up by Gaming Gladiators. So I, I think it's fair for us to talk about this, right, Mirko?
Oh, for sure, it's fair, bro. I mean, I think it all started when season 3 in MPL Indonesia happened, right? Because that's the first time we saw a big collaboration with a team outside of Indonesia with RRQ. So technically, RRQ started things off there, became the first MLBB Esports organization to collaborate with PSG Esports, and then obviously we saw the entrance of Team Secret and MPL Malaysia in season 11 and 12. But now in 2024, some big moves are being made, right? I think Vitality were able to acquire Bigatron Era, the female team as a whole, and I think Falcons as well acquired the whole GPX female team. And we've seen also in the men's squad a lot of teams just come in: Fnatic, Liquid, Falcons as well, technically with AP Brand.
Falcons is everywhere.
So, Falcons is everywhere, bro. We have like 2 Falcons, I think, in MSC alone. 3 Falcons with Team Falcon.
Two
Yeah.
of the proper Falcons and then a Myanmar Falcon, yeah.
Yeah. So like a couple of different ones. So, personally, I actually don't know how the system is in the Philippines. So I want to ask Leo straight off the bat here, because with Falcons, AP Bren collaborating, and with Fnatic, Onyx PH, I don't know if you know the details inside, or if you could even share it out with us. But whatever details you have that you can share, please do, because I'm really curious to know how this takeover or how this collaboration works. Is it like, they handle the payment stuff, and everything else is just handled by AP Brand and Onyx PH in the Philippines? Or just shed some light onto it.
Well, there's a whole explanation on behalf of Liquid, right? When they acquired Stun, when they acquired Aura and Echo, so at least that's clear. But in their case, though, it was clear that it was pure buyout. Like, they just really wanted to get into the MLBB ecosystem, and that's for them. But it would be safe to assume that it is mainly because of the Esports World Cup, the club championship, right? Just maybe days before this very podcast has been recorded, there was an explainer video, an amazingly produced explainer video that describes what the club championship is and how you qualify for it. And maybe that's why all of these big orgs are dipping into many different esports, many different disciplines, men's, women's, and specifically in our esport, MLBBs, because it's one of the main titles at the Esports World Cup. So how that works? Well, number one, I would assume that for it to be worthy of the team to be acquired or to even change their names and to, go through that process, there would be some revenue and expense sharing involved, whether it be a straight up between the old outfit and, the new partner, just saying, all right, 50-50, like we'll send over funds, just, tell us what the breakdown is, or a straight up buyout. I'm pretty sure that's what it is between the different orgs. Like, at least we know for sure what Liquid did. I haven't really had a conversation with AP Bren's management nor with Onyx, but it's safe to assume that there is a level of a partnership there, especially since I just noticed whenever a big org acquires an MLBB team, they want to be top billing, right? It's not AP Bren Falcons, nor is it Onyx Fnatic, even though that sounds much better, right? So I would assume, like, personally, it just sounds better, but I would assume that they have a majority stake now. And this is going, I would assume as well, this is going to be at least maybe a year and a half, a year or two down, because I don't know, man, Esports World Cup seems to mean business. They want this to be a long-term thing. So I guess the club's championship means a lot to them. That's why I think this is happening.
Personally, for me, I love it, man, because this actually shows growth in our ecosystem, right? Because now it's just not, because everyone has been saying the ecosystem, it's really good just for the players, right? Some teams, especially newer teams, are struggling to find a bigger revenue on how to survive and everything like that. So now that all these big organizations are starting to come in and they have a bigger fish to fry, like they want to compete for something big, I honestly love it. I love that this World Cup championship thing is giving a driving force for all the teams to be pushing the boundaries. Now, I got to ask Loong, right? Because you've been a player for a very long time. How does it feel, like, say you're playing for one team and then suddenly a big organization comes in, right? Like, how does that usually feel for a player?
Wow, I can say, how to say, wow, like, because, how to say, it's like, really interesting. Oh, have like can collect with the echo like
Yeah.
like
If you want to
can
speak
collect with
Malay,
the
also
liquid.
can, Loong.
Okay. Tak okay. Tak macam macam mana cakap dia sebab dia boleh dia macam sebab ini tournament kan ini Saudi boleh tournament jadi banyak itu banyak besar sponsor masuk.
Mhm.
I tahu tak macam mana experience lah. Sangat macam you tak boleh expectation punya macam
Yeah.
tiba-tiba ada big company masuk pula
Yeah.
macam
So, first of all, interesting thing. Loong has been playing in China for a longest time. Which language does he want to speak? Malay. But basically, what Loong is saying is that honestly, as a player, it's almost overwhelming because playing MLBB for such a long time, and now
yeah
all
yeah
the big teams are coming. It's so exciting for him as a player because now it feels like now this is the proper big leagues.
yeah
I think
like
we're definitely seeing that.
like something like the car like maybe like what Lamborghini collect with the team maybe something like this like oh my god something like that like
Yeah.
wow
Some big moves, definitely, right?
yeah
All
yeah
around.
yeah
I think there's been
So-
a bit of controversy, though, I think, from a lot of the audiences as well, because in a way, it's great, obviously, for the growth of our esports scene. But then we have a lot of people in the chat, in the comments, saying like they still respect the teams like Cloud9 who have taken a North American team, like go for a full North American team. But technically, for a lot of the European organizations and any organization, and technically even the MENA organization with Falcons, they're collaborating with countries outside of their own, regions outside of their own. And that's where some of the comments are like, man, they should just be making their own team in Europe, their own team where they're located, and then grow the scene there. So I definitely want to just throw this to Leo. I think he definitely has a lot to talk about, like when it comes to this topic. What are your thoughts on this, Leo? You agree with them, or do you have your own take on this?
It's a perfect follow-up to what I just explained, because again, if it all leads to the same road, if it all leads to that, X $1 million prize pool, I even forgot what the actual number is.
I think it's 7 million.
The
MSC
club,
or
the club
the
championship,
total?
the club championship is 7 million, and then MSC has 3 million. There you go. That's MSC alone, right? That's MSC alone.
That's MSC.
That would have been there regardless. But I think the people who say, "Oh, why don't they just build a team? Why don't they just go local like C9 did, like Gaimin did?"
yeah
I think there is some logic there. I don't want to say that their opinion is wrong, because it is possible that maybe national pride or regional pride
Exactly.
does go down the drain. Eventually, it gets diluted. But just the same, again with the whole import situation, maybe you can count me as a liberal in that sense. Maybe I look at everything as a global esport, as a global topic. So if that's the case, I'm actually happy that AP Bren is working with a Middle Eastern org, a Saudi Arabian org. I'm actually happy that Onic, both ID and PH, are working with Fnatic. I think that's a good thing. Because it matures on both ends. It gives these big orgs an in into our esport, and then it gives our teams players. Like again, Loong is excited to get a Lambo, right? So players a chance to go into the big league, right? So I'd like to think people who have that opinion just need to understand the system a little more, understand what's at stake, and understand what there is to gain for everyone involved. As fans, I guess maybe like you want to cheer for your country, go Philippines, go AP. Oh wait, no, you're also partly, Middle East or Saudi Arabian. But I'm okay. I think I can separate the team from the country, the players from the, you know what I mean? Like I can be a fan of everything. So that's me. I'm happy. I don't know about you guys.
Honestly, can I take this into a different route? Because I know as a host, I should be like throwing questions, but honestly, I think I want to give my own
Same,
opinion
dude.
on this. Where I'm
You're
gonna
allowed
take
to.
I'm
I'll
gonna
allow
take the mature approach because candidly, this is a business, right? Money talks.
Exactly.
Whoever has the
Yeah.
most money, they can make the decisions. And
It's
let's
their
be
money.
frank, everyone has a right to decide whether I want to partner with this dude, I want to partner with this brand, etc., etc., etc. Whatever makes the most sense for your team, because we got to put ourselves in the situation as a team owner, right? It won't be an easy, it's like, hey, I want your team, and they'd be like, okay, sure, here you go. Of course not, right? Of course, there's a lot of discussions in between, so that he has to make sure, he or she has to make sure that the team has been taken care of very well in terms of their well-being, money, performance, etc., etc., etc. So when I hear people talking like that, I almost want to say, there's a Malay phrase for this where it says "pergi mampus."
Biggie Mampus.
Not gonna explain what that means, but essentially, people have the right to do what they feel is the best for their team. And in the global scale of things, there are tournaments that represent countries. There are tournaments representing orgs, clubs, and the such. So I feel like you can't really have too much of that national pride whenever, like for every single thing. For let's say Sea Games, sure, why not? Olympics, stuff like that. National pride, go for it. But a lot of people have invested millions into an organization, and of course, they want to see it succeed. So I feel like this is more on the upper management on dealing with this kind of things. Where TLDR, money talks, and I'm pretty sure all of this discussions of collaborating has more benefits for everyone involved. And I feel like in the future it will start to benefit even for those that are not involved.
Yeah, I think I have the same opinion, right? I think it's very, very tough for a lot of fans to accept right now because, they've been very nation pride, the Filipino pride, the Indo pride, the country pride. But it's just really new, I feel, for the esports scene, especially for MLBB, because we are still a very, very young esport that's still growing, right? Because if you take a look at other esports or just traditional sports, my reference is traditional sports, football. There, the English clubs are owned by American owners, right? And people still root for the English clubs, for the organizations, and they have so many imports. I think they may have more imports than they do national players. So it's stuff like that where, the organization pride will be number one. I think Trex already spoke about this, in the first episode of the MLBB Analyst Desk, if you remember, Laphel. But that's really what the fans need to start to, adapt to, understand. Maybe now they go for the org more than, obviously the nation. Because we already have a competition later on as well for the nations. We got ISF, a lot of other tournaments there for the nation, and eventually another Sea Games, Asian Games, maybe in the future, amen, Olympics, right? We'll pick up MLBB and we'll have a literal world championship full of nations. But I think it's time for us to, unless you want to add anything, Leo or Long, to this topic before we move on?
I want to say because you see quite big, so many something that big team like Liquid Fnatic. When you read the JC, wow, so proud, right? Got a little AC, Liquid, wow, I'm the
Definitely a struggle for me too, man. I've been a Fnatic fan for so long, so when now I'm conflicted, I'm like, bro, I'm a big Sean fan, but Fnatic.
Yo, Mirko,
Oh
let me
my
just
God.
say, do you know which team I'm the biggest fan for?
Cloud9.
C9, man.
Oh
Cloud9,
yeah, I got
baby.
you, bro. Yeah.
Cloud9, baby.
Wow.
Okay.
Champions for sure.
I feel good for Cloud9. I feel good.
Yeah, Cloud9, right?
I
Yeah.
don't, if you really support them, Laphel, you would know not to say that, bro. Please stop, okay?
Dude.
But
Here's the thing. I don't like them. I love them.
okay, I see.
There you go. There you go. Flip it for the
And I think-
podcast. I love C9. You know what?
Someone
Mwah.
clip that.
Magnifique.
Perfect time, I think, to move on to our next topic, which is going to be MSC, right? And let's talk about the MSC champions, the defending MSC champions, Fnatic, Onyx, the world going up against technically two world champions in Falcons AP Bren and Liquid Echo, and also technically the M1 world champions Evo. So a whole lot of things that Fnatic Onyx will be challenged with. A lot of new teams as well that maybe we're not mentioning here, but could be dark horses. Same with you, Long, XYG. Not a lot of people are looking at you, but that could be your strength. But now for the 4P champions of MPL Indonesia, going head-to-head against the Giants in the Philippines, going head-to-head against everyone else in the world. I'd like to throw
And
this over to
SRG.
Leo first, and then against SRG. We won't mention them because if we mention them, they usually lose, Laphel, right? So
Selangor
learn from
Giants.
our
Selangor
mistakes.
Giants. Selangor Giants.
Okay,
There
shut
you
up.
go. So, Leo,
Yeah,
I'm throwing
but-
this over to you first before we get the player perspective from Long. But what do you think MSC is going to look like? What do you think Fnatic Onyx Road is going to look like? Do you think it's possible for them to go back-to-back to defend up against these giants?
No.
Whoa. Okay. Long is just straight up
Oh.
no. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
my thought got hijacked. I'm so surprised Long feels so strongly about this. Why? Sorry,
I
why?
agree with Long. I agree with
why?
Long.
Long,
I
why
don't know
not?
what he's gonna say, but I agree with Long.
I say a bit because I support my country. I mean the SRG because I got here they're so strong. I mean because we all also don't know right now the SRG the roster we say mid first. Yum Storm. I mean these three mid quite strong. And I also know Stormy before we team before right. We got screen the time we screen. I mean who Echo so many team. This guy quite good.
Mm-hmm.
The mechanic can say can winning the all the people like wow. Now they are wow.
You know
Really,
what?
I mean
Let me just say, I want to say a lot of things about SRG, but I think I'm gonna be quiet for this one.
Yeah.
okay.
No, what's funny about this is
yeah.
when Long says something, I really listen because he has a hand in this. He is actually
Yeah.
playing in the tournament. I can only watch, right? So
Exactly.
I only really have my knowledge and experience from watching from the sidelines, from the front lines.
Mm,
So with that said, I was gonna say prior to the whole SRG situation, and then of course I have to acknowledge the
mm,
Filipino teams, right? Echo PH, or rather Liquid PH and Falcons AP Bren. I'm not so sure how the single elimination bracket will
mm,
change Fnatic Onyx
mm,
chances. Because
mm,
in Cambodia 2023, it benefited them so well. Like they just had to deal with Echo once. That's it. And
mm,
then it's over. And then we can win. Not to
mm,
take away anything from Blacklist, but Onyx won. That's why they're the champions now. But now that everyone is aware that it's single
mm,
eliminations and we're ready for this, something tells me teams are going to put their bestest foot forward. Like they're going to be extra careful, and that might make Fnatic Onyx back to back at MSC slightly harder.
mm.
Yeah, honestly, the format makes sense, right? I mean, you only die once.
That's true. You
Not
don't
if you're
know
an ML hero.
respawns.
Not if you're an ML hero.
Well,
Hey,
technically for SRG, I think it's time for us to just move to that because you guys have been hyping up SRG a lot. Laphel, I'm sorry you're a host, but I'm going to have to throw a question later on to you as well, right? For SRG in MPL Malaysia, it did feel like they were already playing a single elimination bracket all the way from the start because they went undefeated the entire regular season, and in the playoffs as well, they did drop a few games, but no respawns even necessary for SRG till today.
They're still
till this
playing
day.
on the no death run.
Oh my god. So this has got to be one of the most impressive runs, right? Because I remember Fnatic Onyx last year at MSC, they were going through a very invincible run themselves. So now that SRG are the ones with that invincible title. Okay, Long, you said you really like this team, you were supporting them, but
I
maybe
very
if there
proud.
was
I very proud of them. Like now
yeah.
finally got the Malaysia team can fight the other country. Like got the fighting.
Yeah.
Like maybe can be stronger. Like wow. I don't know. Like, wow. Why SIG? Wow. Like amazing.
So it
Long,
doesn't have to be PHID anymore. It can be
Exactly.
PHID Malaysia.
Yeah.
Long,
That's why.
Long. You don't understand, right? I'm proud. I'm proud of them because every single time Malaysia team lose,
Mm.
I have two friends that in my face. One is named Mirko. Okay, Leo doesn't my face lah, but I'm sure he wants to.
You don't know.
There was
You're asleep
there
a
was-
lot when we hang out.
there was one time Long in M4, Mirko in my mouth because
Wait, what?
Oda lose. So I hope SRG can win, so I can in his mouth.
True story. This is not at all attached to anything. I've Wolf's mouth once. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
I don't remember this, but I'll just accept it, right? I'll just accept it. What I remember is the nickname change in game, but maybe that's metaphorically or figuratively an actual a digital version of in your mouth.
Long. When I was asleep, I was not asleep. I was awake. I know what Mirko did. He put his in my face, and then he farted because Team Hot lost.
Make it's just like, hey, hello, Laphel. Yes, Team Hellos.
And then it just
Yeah.
yeah. It's all in his vlog.
Have you told
Ah.
Yunton about this? Like they have to stop putting in the same room, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I mean, it's not my fault, right, Leo? Exactly. So maybe that's why we're gonna get like maybe individual rooms later on.
Speak up.
All right.
Speak up.
just
My
wait
big
for
question
SG,
now.
Just wait for SRG to win, Mirko.
Exactly. All right. So
I will your ear.
Oh, okay. Let's see if they can even get through Onyx, because that's the next question that I have. We're talking about, obviously you're very proud as a Malaysian to have finally a Malaysian representative look that good and is still in form all the way. Because usually the main problem for Malay teams is form, right? They're not really consistent when we get into international tournaments. So SRG, are they on the same level as Onyx, as
Ooh.
Echo, Liquid, as Falcons AP Bren? And why? Why are they on the same level? Mechanics, macro, what makes them special? I think we'll start with Loong.
For what? Okay. I mean, mechanic have. Because, I mean, actually, this Mobile Legend is like, depends on the mid lane. Mid, who, the best three mid, who strong, like, I like say the example Belly's before, you see, before Belly, the mid three so strong. Wow. Like, if you see that if like mid win, the normally top and bottom, it just can play chill,
Yeah.
But that's why I can how to say for what I see now they are throwing me so strong the mid now the SRG. That's why I say wow, I think finally wow, so proud. I don't know how to say, so proud. Tidak apa macam cakap macam
No, it's okay.
lain
Aku
boleh-
faham. Aku pun tak tahu nak explain macam mana, tapi dia orang memang kuat.
Ya, gila.
Ya, gila. Oh.
Gila.
We're just saying exactly what we just said in English in Malay. We're just saying they're crazy. They're
Gila kuat.
insane.
Gila
they're
kuat.
banana. Gila kuat. Yes, Leo. Thank you very much.
And also
So
you
can
can
you
see sorry, you can see also top importer is from Philippines, right? Who the Golan
Innocent and Crab.
And Crab.
Yeah, yes, and Crab. Innocent is very quite interesting, like I don't know how to say that so strong. But see so strong now that this team I cannot explain. Like wow, like one word, wow.
If I can explain, watching Innocent plays, I kind of feel like we have to put one of those precautions before the game starts. Are you 18 and above? Because this might get graphic when Innocent is playing.
They have to sign consents.
Exactly,
What
exactly.
happens when the draft ends is not our responsibility. Like you accept this.
Do you give consent that your head will be exploded? If so, then enjoy. And for me,
that's
it's just not my head that was exploded, man. Dude,
A
like
lot of things. A lot of things.
I after SRG games, I just have to go to my local clothes shop and I just gotta get new pants.
Okay. Yeah, it happens from time to time. Maybe for all the Malaysian fans that are watching SRG and finally getting to see them perform in the international stage. But I think right now,
Stormy's my boy. Stormy is the
What?
mid, by the way. Stormy's my boy.
and
Stormy's my
again,
boy.
to throw back to the last episode, if you guys remember, Laphel loves Stormy and especially Stormy's mom.
I love Stormy's mom.
Because she put Stormy into the world. I get
Yeah.
it.
That's a good way to put it. Okay, let's move on to the wild card though, right? Because SRG have been great. We've been talking about them. We've been talking about Fnatic Onyx. But now that we're going to get through the wild card, out of all the teams who have qualified to wild card for MSC, we got Brute Force, we got
Yep.
Entity 7, we got Homeboys again, IHC, KGB, S2G, T2K, and Zenith. Who do you think has the best shot at making it to the main stage?
I think there are two teams I need to talk about here. No offense to everyone else I might not mention. So I might be potentially making 6 enemies out of 6 different countries. But number one would definitely be Homeboys.
Oh, let's go. Okay. I'm gonna mute
Wait.
my mic now.
Yeah, no, you be careful. I'm just really talking like shop. Like this is business, right? This is not me going Homeboys. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
yeah. So again, Malaysia is definitely one of the most developed regions in the world, and SRG might be a long time coming. Another strong representative that makes Malaysia a legit threat. But SRG would not be SRG without their rival, without Homeboys. right? So that's part of what made SRG a really strong team on the world stage. Now a real threat is because of who they were facing leading up to MSC. So I think Homeboys is definitely big. That's without me saying I'm a big Udil fan. So I'm really holding myself. I'm controlling myself from just going off on a 5-minute Udil tangent. But that's neither here nor there. And then second would be brute force. Contrary to popular belief, and I think a lot of people will say this: what Deus Volt did in M5 was a fluke, or that the brackets just did well for them to put them against teams that they're able to beat and shock into a win. That's why they ended up in top 4. I say that no, you can't say that about a team and a region. EECA has been working hard for years. They have been there since the very start of MLBB Esports. So they are legit. And Brute Force went 7 games against Team Spirit. So if you can go up against top 4 M5 and get that close, means you are a legit threat. So between Homeboys and Brute Force, I think it's close. I don't know if there's any other dark horse like. But what's crazy is I don't know. As of recording, we've drawn lots, right? We've drawn the groups, and they're in the same group.
Oh, not we. Me and Mirko have no.
This is
hand
not
in
our
this.
fault.
No.
It's not our fault.
this
Mobile
time.
Legends Bang Bang Esports. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, MLBB Esports, definitely not individuals, drew lots and put Brute Force and Homeboys into the same group. And as per the format, only the top 2 of each group are moving on to a playoff style bracket, right? So that's trouble.
Brute Force, Homeboys, and IHC.
There you go.
Mirko,
See, heartbreak.
How did we not draw the lots?
And it got worse.
Dude, you know what? Shout out to Leo because you have more faith in Homeboys than I do. Oh my team's
Oh.
I don't know how
Is it?
Homeboys feel about that.
Let's ask Loong now, all right? Because, it seems for Leo, he still trusts Homeboys. Laphel, actually, Leo has more trust. What about you, Loong? Do you think Homeboys are in that same level when it comes to the wild card? Are they going to do good in the wild card, or do you think another team will do good? You have experience
May
changing
I
as
know
well.
the IHC is the Mongolia, right? The team
Yes,
Mongolia.
yes.
is
Lil
the-
Gun, they were
The
Lil
Lil
Gun.
Gun before.
Wow, that this team also quite interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So out of the teams in the wild card,
This is for my expectation because we also meet Mongolia before, quite strong. I can say quite strong. If like because how to say Homeboys and IHC.
Yeah, very difficult.
You need to get up, but I can say got 2 quite different. This Mongolia is very quite so disciplined. You can see right the discipline,
Can
the
I throw a
gameplay.
curveball?
sure.
I feel like for wild card, the
Hmm.
team with the better coaching staff might win because there's a new patch.
Oh
That
yeah,
could really change things up, right? Like
Good, true.
maybe now the meta is heavier on the mid lane. So who has the better mid lane might win. Who knows?
But even then, it's a best of 1. All the
A
matches
best of
we
one.
played in best of 1 up until the final qualifier match. That's the grand final. So you have to top your group to get to the grand final match to fight for that slot. And again, those 3 teams, IHC, Brute Force, and Homeboys are going to be in the same group, Group B. So I think I'll rephrase the
wow.
question. Loong, do you think Homeboys will be able to get through in that group against IHC, against Brute Force, and against a dark horse? Another team in that group is T2K.
For what I say now, Homeboy roster is really how to say. Depends on performance. I can say depends on the day performance. The day performance. Homeboy quite strong, also strong, but I cannot answer this why because the Mongolia team also quite interesting, but see.
All right, sorry. This went
Mirko-
over my
Mirko-
head. This went over my head. Wild card format has also been revamped. I just noticed. It is indeed all best of 1s, and then you only get the
Oh,
face
best of
off in
1.
a best of 5. Yeah, in a single best of 5, just top 1. So
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
already
top 1, not top 2.
you're already saying goodbye to 6 teams.
Exactly.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
just only one team to go, right?
Yeah.
So
One.
Group A,
Oh,
Group B.
Wow.
One.
Yeah, one.
It's not even like your like Wildcard
Wow.
M5. At least you guys had a real tournament there. This is something else.
That's why it's so concerning, I feel. And again,
Yeah.
in Group A, all right, we got your
No,
take on Group A,
Mirko.
homeboys.
You know how tier list works, right?
Yeah.
You know, S tier, A tier, B tier, and all those kind of things. I understand Loong language now.
Okay.
Very good, A tier.
Okay.
Interesting,
Interesting.
S tier.
No.
When he says, this team quite interesting. Okay, that one is the strong one.
So what is WoW?
Right.
What is WoW? Is WoW S plus?
Oh,
Yeah. That's SS. That's double S. That's champion for
Yeah.
sure.
Wow.
Wow.
So SRG is SS.
SRG is SS.
IHS is S. Homeboys is A.
Yeah. Okay, what about KGB then, right? We've gotten the info about all those teams. Now, very good,
KBG?
interesting, or wow? KBG.
KBG.
Okay, law.
Okay.
So okay.
What does that fall under?
No. I also from China, right?
Yeah.
I China. I mean, quite hard. I say quite hard. I mean, they are also Group A, right? So
This
I
is
think
quite
they're getting quite hard, really quite hard, because they are meet
Laphel,
these
translate,
two
please.
team quite hard, really.
Okay. So, wow,
Wow.
is S.
Wow.
Wow is
That's
S.
interesting. They're very strong,
Uh-huh.
right? I feel like Okela is B. Quite hard is
No,
C.
no. He hasn't given an okay. This is
So it's
quite
the
hot.
B-
Quite hot. And then there's no okay yet. There's no okay.
It's C plus.
I feel like quite hard is B.
Okay. What about you, Leo, for Group A? You know, your thoughts on Group A. For Group B, we're talking about Brute Force, about IHC. Now for you, for Group A, do you think KBG will do good there, or do you think S2G, another team from a very good region that's been developing?
S2G. Yeah.
S2G.
I have my eyes on two teams here. Nothing against KBG because, again, I know where they're coming from. I understand the situation of catching up to the patch, catching up to global MLBB, and then, everything else that comes with preparing, coming in from the China server. But as much as I'd like to think Entity 7 can do great things because they are from a large region as well, that is Latam. MPL Latam is big. Like, there's several countries there. I think my eyes are on S2G mainly because Turkey is a legit threat. Like, Turkey is in top 5, top 6. Because, again, you can't have Fireflux without S2G. So you can't have SRG without Homeboys. You can't have Liquid Echo without FCAP. So I think S2G is very strong. But I do want to see Zenith do good. Mainly because, number one, they have a Filipino import. And two, they have Zippy. They have a Burmese import. And I like seeing how teams that are from developing regions come up through more experienced players. So, yeah, those are my two picks. But again, only one can come up to the decider stage.
All right. Now, personally for me, Mirko, I kind of feel like we've talked about a lot of things, and I feel like this should be the time for the Q&A session. Now we got to see what the audience has for us, and then we can answer them because this has been like, what, an hour already?
All right. Speaking of the real world, let's get to the Q&A session. I can't handle the real world, not for too long, Big Sean, that's already heartbreaking. So we got a question. You want to start things off by reading the first question here, Laphel?
Sure. It's from a very burnt state. Nice name, by the way. What would be your reaction if a wildcard team wins MSC? Talk about Dark Horse. This would be my reaction.
Okay. What
That would
about
be
you,
my
Leo? What
reaction.
would your reaction? You want to do, a visual representation, or do you just want to talk it out, man?
What I would do?
What would be your reaction? The reaction, Rio. Leo.
Rio. Was that it? Okay. So he's just going to be really shocked to a point where he's
Yes.
speechless.
Yes. And then I will proceed to... No, I can't say that out loud. No. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Oh,
What
I
about
would
you,
drop the
Loong?
biggest F-bomb.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
That might be my last broadcast day in my career. In my career, it would be so and so team wins MSC.
Yeah.
The greatest day
That
of
would be
MLBB
it, yeah.
Esports if that actually
That would be
happens.
it.
Okay, what about you? I think at this point everybody just have to give their reactions, right? So, Long, if a wildcard team wins MSC, what would your reaction be?
Oh my god.
Wow.
I will like, huh? Like, who? I cannot do the in reaction, but if me, let's say like welcome win the MSC, like, huh?
Okay. We have to change this. Look, what if you win MSC?
What if you
What
win
if you?
MSC?
Yeah,
if
there
you
we
win?
go.
I'm the champion.
Simple.
Are you gonna get
I
the
think
I'm the world
Lambo?
champion.
You gonna get the Lambo?
if you win, are you gonna get that Lambo?
No. Maybe save my money.
Oh.
What if I
Okay.
win? Oh my god! I will call my friend. I slap me. Is it I sleeping? No. It's not real.
It might be a dream, right? Okay.
It's already a dream.
Don't
Wow,
worry.
it's already a dream.
Long, if you want, I will slap you.
He'll be there to slap you.
He's gonna run from where the desk is and then just find you.
So there's either going to be an F-bomb or there's going to be a big slap by Laphel from the broadcast to the stage if Long wins, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's time for us to move to our next question at prawn.gg. Shout outs to him for this question. But
Prizon.
there you go. The question is Singapore ready to really challenge others this MSC with the new, I gotta say it, Flash team? Let's go.
No, it's NIP. It's
No,
NIP.
it's
Flash.
Flash, bro.
Flash.
Do you not live? You did not watch any MPL SG, man. Why would you say Flash?
Flash.
NIP.
Because I watched
I-
MPLSG, I could say Flash.
I was
in
promised if I
pajamas.
watch MPLSG, I would see Flash.
You did see it, but you didn't hear it. No, not a single soul said Flash.
Yeah, here's the thing. Their talents are cowards.
I listened to all maybe 18, 20 hours of MPLSG over the weekend. Not a single occurrence of Flash. I am disappointed, but
I would say Flash. Wouldn't
would
we
say
have the,
not
we have the chance until they tell us not to.
Wunton would stop me and I'd be like, no. I don't care. It's my final.
How many,
I would say
how many
Nip
can we get
Flash.
away with? How many can we get away with?
Someone in the comments just total out how many times you've already said Flash just from that question. But okay, all right, Leo, you've watched MPLSG. You said
Yeah.
you watched like hours of it. So NIP Flash, yeah, I'll fix it up for you. Do you
Thanks.
think that they can actually challenge the other teams in MSC, this MSC?
I'd like to think so, yeah. Although challenge is a relative phrase, right? If they can win MSC, I don't know. I'll say that's quite hot. I think they're quite hot. As per the low scale. No, no, because it's been a while since SG has done anything on the world stage, right? The last time that they were big was
M3.
M3,
Yeah.
right? Maybe a little bit of MSC last year. They were a little hot there, but they had to lose to the hometown crowd. But that's
That
that.
dog was buff.
Yeah,
The dog-
Diablo. Yeah, but okay, that's one, right? But realistically, I think they should be able to put on a good fight. But I don't know about beating like tier A, tier S teams. That's just the realist in me.
Okay. What about you, Long? What do you think about NIP Flash?
Uh,
We're ready for the reaction. We're ready for the tears, bro.
how to say? I say, ready to challenge. Let's see first. I also don't.
Listen.
So what's let's see? Where does let's see go in the tier list?
Marco, you have to understand. Me and Long, we're both Malaysians, okay? We have a special relationship with Singapore, okay? It's kind of like we're like brothers and sisters. We want to see them do well, but we don't want to say we want to see them do well. So here's the thing. I'm gonna answer by saying
Yes.
this would be my reaction if they win.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, like
yeah, like that. That'll be my reaction.
The
if
bit
they win.
went too far.
Yeah,
The
I
bit
I
went
wanted
too
to
far.
spill a little bit. It's too much.
A little too much.
A little too much. Now it's all over my laptop. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
don't worry, Laphel.
Yeah,
I'll leave the
yeah.
last question for you, but I'll just ask the next question first from the Q&A session from @Jamar the Miracle. Jamari the Miracle. Will the meta change during the MSC that focuses on... Okay, will the meta change? I think for sure after this patch.
Yes.
Yes, but will it be focused on Assassin Jungle? Will it be an Assassin Jungle meta in MSC, especially after this patch? Loong, what do you think?
I think no. Maybe have. Only maybe quite one or two hero, I think.
If your name is
But
Kyrie, then maybe.
for what I say, I think it's a maybe it's a fighter tank jungle now. Assassin, I think quite hard a bit, but depends on the team. I can say, like Laphel say, maybe Curry is maybe can. It's really it's depend on the team really.
All right, Leo,
Like
what about you? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You have anything else to add, by the way, Loong, or...
no, it's okay. You talk.
Okay.
I agree with Long. The statement is half correct. The meta will change, but I don't think it'll go the Assassin Jungle route, which is sad because now we can say that it's Snapdragon season, right? It's SPS. We already see Nolan coming back, right? Nolan is big again, but it's sad that based on what we know and how the items have changed, how the adjustments are, it looks like burst damage from these assassin type heroes aren't going to be so good. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I am biased though. I do like tank and fighter jungles because it makes for a better match to watch. I play better with those kind of heroes personally. So
I agree. Yeah.
yeah.
But all right,
Trademark
any
it.
last words? Any last, like messages you want to send over to the viewers back at home? Leo, let's start with you for the viewers watching the MLBB Analyst Desk.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to us talk about China and MSC and all of these what ifs in the Q&A session. You could have spent your hour and a half elsewhere, but you spent it with us. So thank you so much, and hope to see you at the next big thing, which might be MSC by the time you watch this. Thanks.
Loong, any last words?
Any last word? Say what?
Just say anything. Maybe you want to ask them to support XYG later on for MSC, to the viewers back at home who are watching and maybe want to support you.
How to
Wait,
say?
you're a cat?
You can. I don't know. You guys can say first or not. I also don't know what to say.
Okay. So I guess I'll give my last words. Sleep is very important. If you're having trouble sleeping, solve that, and then everything else will be good.
Is that your problem, Phil? Is that why you've been doing all these crazy things this episode? Have you
I just went and met my therapist,
Okay.
and then she said that, like, do you have problems sleeping? And I'm like, yes. And then she's like, you should work on that. And I'm like, you're right. Problem solved.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Just like that. Well, that's it for everybody then. I mean, Loong, do you want to say a reaction? I think we'll just get one final reaction, all right? Before we end. Do you want to do a wow? Do you want to do interesting? Do you want to do
Quite hot.
pretty
Quite hot.
good or quite hard?
I just I think we podcast like quite 1 hour, right? I think quite long, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just want to say thank you guys for watching 1 hour podcast so long. I mean, really quite funny, quite interesting. You guys really thank you, and also support my team also
Yeah.
lah. Yeah, quite interesting. Let's see MSC. Yep.
You catch that, Mirko? He said the podcast is quite interesting.
Exactly. So we're A tier, S tier?
S tier.
We're S tier, baby.
So funny.
So no, he made a new tag. He made a new tier. So funny.
So
So
fun.
Yeah. So
Wait, is that
funny.
triple S
So funny,
then?
so funny.
Yeah.
So
that's
funny. It's
somewhere else.
F tier.
That's somewhere else.
It's garbage. We're garbage.
Tell us what you guys think. Where would you rank this episode out of all the episodes based on the tier list already made by Loong in episode 3? But thank you so much to Laphel and to Loong, and obviously to the co-host, my co-host, Leo. No, I'm joking. I was about to say. Nah,
Look
to
at me.
Laphel,
I'm the
ladies
co-host
and
now.
Exactly. Well, Lapel's already gone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you guys in the next episode with me and Laphel. Not
And
Leo.
Leo.
Leo will be coming on as a guest again, maybe sometime in the future. Bye.